name's Ken Carson with Xybix, and I'm here with Terry Hall. He's the director here at York-Poquoson-Williamsburg 911. And Xybix just got some new furniture in here, so I'm going to ask Terry some questions about the project and how everything worked. But you've been at this for a while. How many 911 centers have you remodeled or built over time here?
In this facility, I think this is like the fourth or fifth time, and we do some things regional as well. So this is probably like number 7 or 8 total.
Okay, now see, you've got some experience, and I want to ask you some questions about that. This project is a live cutover. Tell me a little bit about the live cutover, and then any advice you'd have for other 911 centers and what they can do in a live cutover to make it go smoothly.
So live cutovers are a lot of fun, but it takes a lot of planning. And the way that you have to plan this out, you have to, just plan for the worst and hope for the best. You bring all the vendors together, you make sure everyone understands their roles and responsibilities. There's about 11 vendors that worked on this product. So not only did we upgrade our furniture, we upgraded a lot of our Motorola equipment that we have in there at the time. We put in some new alarm systems. We put in new key fob system, a new intercom system. So we had to do this. It's almost like playing dominoes. When you push the first domino, you've passed the point of no return. Ours was particularly interesting because we did it live and we split the room in half. And we provide backup communications for multiple jurisdictions. So we needed to make sure that we maintained that capability throughout. Again, plan for the worst and hope for the best. So we cut our room in half and we got all the vendors together, and every day we started off with a pep talk, and every evening we looked to make sure that we had the milestones. We only had a few days worth of time frame built in here for errors, and if we were running behind on something, we put in the manpower and the extra hours, and we made it happen to get caught up. If not, those dominoes quit rolling, and at the end of it, you're going to be a week, 2 weeks behind, and you're going to have some of your technology not up and operational.
Yeah, you can't have that. So you worked with our VP of Field Operations, Kelly Smith, on this?
Yes, worked with Kelly. He was very squared away. It helped that he came out of a comm center because when he came in, he understood what we were doing. He understood the urgency. Some of the vendors that you work with, you have to go in and tell them, oh, this is why we can't go down, and no, you can't unplug it, and if something has to go down, it needs to be at 3:30 in the morning. Kelly understood all that right from day one, so that made it a very fluid situation. We probably shaved 2 hours off of our first face-to-face meeting just because he understood all that stuff, so we could stipulate that and just move on.
Yeah, we're happy to have him on our team. I've been doing this for a long time, but I still don't understand those little things like he does, so he's a valuable member of our team. You ended up picking Xybix, obviously, so the process of picking a vendor, how'd that work for you? Some places RFP, some don't. What was your rules on this?
So our rules are we wanted to try to pick a good product. And we've had some of the competitors' products for years. And we went and took some field trips and looked at some recent Xybix installation, and we were very impressed with it. In fact, when we contacted our sales rep, I think she was pretty amazed when she came in to meet with us, sat down with her, and she was kind of explaining the whole process and how long this was going to take. And we pretty much told her we only had a few months to do this from start to stop. She kind of left here with a look of amazement on her face, but we quickly found out that there was a state contract and a federal contract that we could purchase off of. And I've got to say, one of the biggest things that you can look at when you're doing something like this, find someone else that has already bought and has an open contract that they went out to bid on, or they've purchased something and you can buy off of that same contract. That kind of cuts out 30, 60, 90 days worth of time on a project. So we were able to buy off of a GSA contract, and Xybix honored that contract with us, and that, again, took about 90 days off of our process.
So Maria's job for you guys was kind of keep this on schedule. And I remember a phone call coming in, she talked to me, she's like, we got to move on this. A lot of these jobs are, 9, 10, 12 months, they kind of plod at the pace of government. So how did Maria help you out with that? Was her keeping the pace?
Maria kind of kept us on task. We had milestones that we needed to achieve, and she had milestones that Xybix had to achieve. So she kind of was the go-between between us and Xybix. And to be quite honest with you, when you buy something that's this large and so many moving parts, it takes an enormous amount of coordination. And without Maria in here, I think we'd probably still be trying to put it together.
Yeah. So the other teammate from Xybix that you worked with is Emily Houston, your designer. We like to give people one designer for the project, so they can learn each other and do well. So tell me a little bit how it was working with Emily and what she did, because I saw some unique stuff in your room that I think turned out really well. And she's always up for the challenge. So tell me a little bit about working with Emily in the design process.
So ours was a two-step process, three if you include a third jurisdiction that bought the same time that we did. But on our first phase, we used Emily, and I'm going to tell you, she did a fabulous job for us. She was very innovative, and she listened to what we said we wanted, and then she let us know what they could do. So we not only learned from her, but she learned from us as well. And interesting, you open up by saying you try to keep the first one. Well, you weren't successful with that. We had a separate designer for the second one, and we were kind of worried about it because we had established a working relationship with Emily. And then the second phase, we actually had a separate designer working with us on that, and she picked up the slack and rolled right on with it.
So we're trying to shoot some recruitment videos to help centers out that bought Xybix recently, because we know staffing is always a difficult part. So Maria told you that we're doing this recruitment video. What did you think of that?
You know, I thought it was pretty intriguing. We have been looking at budgeting for a recruitment video for years, and it's always on the wish list. But when you get down to the short straw, it's and you're short on money, that's one of the things that gets cut. And we have our own production company here within our government, you know, that does board meetings and that type of thing. And we've always had it on their list to come in and try to do. But we thought this was a pretty intriguing idea, and we look forward to seeing what kind of product you're going to deliver.
Well, as an owner of Xybix, I want to thank you for your business. We enjoyed working with you. Looking forward to keep working with you guys throughout the future, and we're happy we can come out, help you guys out this recruitment video. And once again, thanks very much for being a customer of us and now being a friend.
Okay, all good.